In this video, we're going to be looking at another blade from Milwaukee Tools, and that blade is the Fastback Hawkbill Folding Knife. Stick around. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Thanks for taking time to click on this video. I hope you find it helpful. I'm really intrigued with Milwaukee knives. And although they're primarily put out there for the tradesman, I look at these knives and I see so many different purposes. And as a YouTuber, my primary mission is not to get on here and sell you every time. I'm here to provide options for my audience. Nothing more, nothing less. A couple of months back, I did a review on Milwaukee's duct knife, and it did well. It got a lot of views, a lot of comments, and a lot of people were on there saying, you know, this guy's trying to sell us this knife. This is a paid advertisement. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. Milwaukee didn't want to work with me as far as affiliation. They said they're not looking for anything like that right now, no sponsorships. I bought that knife from Home Depot and put it in front of the camera so that I could give options to my audience. And that's all that I'm going to be doing with this review, because I find this to be a very unique tool. In fact, I don't do a lot with folding knives on my channel. It's just not my cup of tea. I'm not really into folding knives, but if I see one that I can talk about, I always try to review it. And this Hawkbill knife from Milwaukee has been grabbing my attention at Home Depot for a long time, and I went out and grabbed me one today. Now, the primary use of this knife with regards to the tradesman is strong pull cuts, but it's also about slicing around the edge of cable when removing insulation. But I'm not really coming to my audience in that particular context, because that's not my area of expertise. I don't do that kind of work. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who do that kind of work who have reviewed this knife. It's pretty common sense how this thing can wrap around and do strong cuts. This is a very useful working blade here. But I want to talk about all uses for this blade. Now, in regards to the specifications, this product is made in China, and it's that way with a lot of knives that tool companies produce. There are a lot of tools that these companies produce here in the States, but a great majority of their knives are manufactured in China. Super sharp right out of the box, just razor sharp. This is a thick piece of paper. You can get you a little carbide sharpener and just keep this thing sharp all the time. Just brush it. It's got the pocket clip here, that classic red Milwaukee look, which will make this a lot easier to find if you just set it down in a random place. A lot of my black blades, sometimes they can get misplaced very easy. It's hard to do that with this. It is a liner lock. You can't just pull it open. You have to release it here. Locks into place, and of course you bring it back down this way. You can also flick this open by holding this button down. There's a little trick to it. You can't just do it all at one time. You have to press it, then throw it. It has a lanyard hole right here, and this does come with a lifetime warranty. When it comes to folding knives, my primary focus is work, because I typically carry fixed blades for self-defense. Now, there are times where it's not always convenient to carry a fixed blade, but almost any time you can throw a pocket knife down in the pocket. We've got some versatility with this one that is quite next level, because I feel like this just gets on top of your work. Just imagine anything you're doing, this Hawkbill just gets right on top of it. If you're carving something, it's going to carve it beautifully. It's just, like I said, super sharp. It wraps around everything that it's going after. For example, when I'm doing day-to-day activities, so often I'm cutting around packages. I'm cutting over top of things that have a curl. This just grabs and slices right on around. I just think that is a very, very useful day-to-day working edge right there. Gosh, just tears right in. It's really sharp. Those of you who know me and know my channel, you probably know where I'm going next with regards to this blade. Yes, I do believe that this knife covers all areas. A blade you can carry for everyday work and a blade that you can carry for self-defense. It is a very well-equipped self-defense blade. Most karambit knives are held this way. When you're working, you're holding it this way, but whether you hold it this way or whether you hold it this way, it's very formidable. You can even hold it comfortably this way if you prefer reverse edge. You may be wondering about the effectiveness of being able to deploy this quickly, and that is a great concern. If you have this clipped to your pants pocket, it's not going to be fast. You'll have to just get it ready. But if you want to be able to pull this and deploy it all at once, you can keep it down in a pocket, whether it's a jacket pocket, keep it down in a pocket where you can grab it quickly and deploy it that way. So let's just say that I don't have this clipped in my pocket. Let's say it's sitting in my back pocket. Well, you can pull it that quick. This is also a knife that you can carry that's not so regulated. A lot of people watching the duck knife review were like, man, I'd love to carry that for self-defense, but I can't carry a knife like that. Well, just about anybody can carry this little Hawkbill. We'll do a slice or two on this piece of meat here. You know, the unfortunate thing about the world we live in is that there are people out here that don't have any regard for you who want to mess around and find out. Just kind of like that guy that walked up the other day and just randomly sucker punched a man out walking his grandchild. He knocks the guy on the pavement. The stroller turns over on the ground. You know, these people out here exist, and it's one of the reasons why I do what I do, because I believe knives are formidable self-defense weapons. But just a quick slice, you know, and we're halfway through this thing like it's nothing. This thing has the ability to grab stuff and just destroy it. Imagine a speedy slice. This food's not getting wasted, by the way. And on top of all of that, the curve here is very tight and aggressive. It grabs and pulls. A lot of ceramits are spread out. They've got this wide curve. This right here pierces hard right here and pulls. No need to tarry long in this area. It's very clear that this can do a lot of damage. The only obstacle is getting it out in a timely fashion. And as I mentioned, as long as it's not clipped, you can do that. If it's just sitting in a pocket, you can pull it right out and go to work with it. Whether you choose to wield it this way, or this way, it's going to do damage either way. Even just average everyday task, cutting a box open, or even if you had to cut cardboard itself, it just gives those strong pull cuts. Makes easy work, stuff like this. This is super sharp. So what have I provided for you today, my friend? Nothing more than an option. If you've got a Home Depot nearby, you've probably got access to this blade. And guess what? You can get this for 15 bucks. This is one heck of a pocket knife. A universal blade to get for $15. You'll pay more than that for a more junky karambit online. I know this is not the top level materials, but it's good enough and it's sturdy enough to be a working tool. And if it's sturdy enough to be a working tool for the tradesman, it'll be sturdy enough for you in your day-to-day life and even self-defense if need be. The Fastback Hawkbill Folding Knife from Milwaukee Tools, ladies and gentlemen. A universal tool that's good in all areas. Do you use this knife on a regular basis? I'd love to hear your experience with it and what other Milwaukee tool knives do you like. Take care.